All of it. I'm going to click on cannot be fired because why not? And then you go into Major League Baseball. You go down to reports and info. You go to waiver or free agents. Once you're on the free agents, as long as you're in the commissioner mode, you can go to actions, create fictional players. No, import historical players. You can if you want. If you want grandpa to play in the game, you can put your grandpa in the game and you can give him, you can make him a first baseman, a catcher, you can give him a certain age. As a teenager, he can come in. So yeah, definitely you can create your own player for your league. Or if you want to bring in one that's already established, you go to historical, click on the historical database. It should automatically show that there. Otherwise, you might have to find it on your hard drive. Click confirm. And this is where the magic happens. This is where you bring in the player. You enter the historical name of the player, last name first. And I believe it Test Ouija's still here. I believe if it's a player with more than 4 letters, you have to put in the first 5 letters of their last name, the first 2 letters of their first name, and then 01. If I wanted to bring in Larry Walker, I would put Walk ELA01. And then you put the year. You have to know which years this person played Major League Baseball. So I could put, 2003. And then everything else I leave the same. If you want, you can change some of these around. If you want a different version of that historical player, you can change these around. I leave it, and then you click import player. And once you do that, that player will be brought in to your free agent list. Thanks, Stefan. Yeah, appreciate it. Yeah, thank you. I'm just one of those guys that content that doesn't really work out sometimes. It just bothers me. And for me, the Johnny Cash part today, although the song was great, I'm glad I brought the song in. It just didn't feel that the bringing in of the players seemed a little bit kind of unprepared a little bit. But hey, I got a storm a brewing outside, so I'm going to take that as just a one off. All right, so Babe Ruth is in the game. Once you bring in your historical player, then you can go and click on that player. Boom, go into the actions menu. Oh, you got me off task here again. Now I'm off task. Go into there, go into editor. That's why, because my screen's too short here. That's why I couldn't see editor. OOTP. Come on. Come on, screen. Come on. Come on. You can do it. Resize. There we go. Now you've got that editor at the top. You click on the editor, and about halfway down says team information, select new team, Major League Baseball, and then the team, whichever team you want that created player or historical player to go to. Simply do that. And now when I go to my team page, Kansas City, Babe Ruth is on the team. I go to my lineup and we have a little bit of a change. Babe is playing cleanup for the Royals. So yeah, he's in the cleanup role. All right, I am going to go and shut down the responses. We do have 40 responses in for Babe in the Matrix, so we're going to not accept any of those. They are done. And let's show you a sneak peek. Sneak peek. We have a lot of you have picked up on the fact that Babe is playing in a home run suppressed park against for righties. So 60% of you, 24, said that Babe will hit 40 to 49. There's still a bunch of you with a lot of faith that think Babe will hit 50 to 59, and no one is predicting that Babe will hit his personal high. So over half of you, Babe gets 40 to 49. And three of you think Babe's going to have a really bad season, 30 to 39 home runs. So I'm going to create that sheet now for a little bit later on. Get that sheet going. Let's go back to the game. And again, injuries are on low, suspensions are on low. So there is the off chance that Babe Ruth could get injured during the game. And I always like to play that first game out. Where is Babe debuting with the Royals? These are the real April 1st, 2023 rosters. So some teams on April 1st have already played a couple games. Kansas City is at home to the Minnesota Twins. All right, let's go check out Babe's debut in Kauffman Stadium. Not going to put a poll or a bet up for this one because it would probably be easy channel points because he probably is not going to hit a home run in this first game. That being said, watch him do it. So we got Bobby Witt Jr. leading off. We've got Vinny Pasquantino in the second spot. Salvador Perez catching. Babe Ruth in the cleanup. Reyes hitting fifth. Olivares sixth. Kyle seventh. Hunter Dozier eighth. And Nicky Lopez at second base. Chris Bubic. These names, I struggle so much. But Babe will be going up against Sonny Gray. Sonny Gray. Injuries are on, but they're at a very low setting. So chances are Babe will play the full season and trades are off. He cannot be traded away. He will stay all year on Kansas City. There he is in right left field. Look at Babe. He's wearing the shades in left field. Let's check out his first at bat. Bobby Witt at the plate. Drives one deep, and there we have a leadoff home run. There's some perfect points right there. Remember, you get perfect points if your leadoff hitter gets a home run in the first plate appearance. So if this was league play, that would be a certain amount of achievement points. Bobby Witt with the home run. So if he can do it, you would think Babe would be able to hit one. Vinny strikes out one down. That will bring up the catcher. Perez at the plate. Perez. He goes down looking. Here he is, Babe Ruth, the 1927 version going up against Sonny Gray. What do we got? Home run, walk, single, strikeouts. Sonny Gray already has 2 strikeouts this inning. Here's the pitch. 1-2 count. And the Babe takes it looking. 3 strikeouts in the inning for Sonny Gray. However, a home run by Bobby Witt Jr. gives the Royals a 1-0 lead. Let's jump to the third inning. 2-1 for Minnesota now. We're at the bottom of the Kansas City order. We'll play through it just because Babe is fifth, due up fifth. Might get on. Nicky Lopez, second up. Drives one into left field. That is going to hang up there, and that will be caught. And Bobby Witt Jr., home run, his first plate appearance. Can he duplicate it? He drives one into left field. That is going to fall. And Bobby Witt Jr. is on fire on this April Fool's Day. Yes, it is April 1st, 2023. And not only does he have a home run and a single, but he has a stolen base. Bobby Witt. All right. 0-1 count, 2 away. That is driven into center field. That should be the third out. It is. Babe does not get up. We're going to go until the next inning. Babe did get up. He did not get on base. Babe is 0 for 2. Let's go to inning number 6. And we'll go to the bottom of the inning. Babe Ruth due up third in the inning in his debut in Kansas City. Well, he might have someone on base. Vinny P with the leadoff single. Salvador Perez at the plate, and he goes down swinging. Here comes the Babe, his third plate appearance. He is 0 for 2, hasn't done anything in Kansas City yet. Sonny Gray with 7 strikeouts. Here comes the pitch, a full count, and this time the Babe on what looked like a ball flies out to left field. That will do it for Kansas City in a 2-2 game. We go to the 8th inning. Minnesota has blown it wide open. It is 6-2 for the Twins as we go to the bottom of the order, and a lead-off double. It goes to the wall. Kansas City has something going in the bottom of the 8th. Bobby Witt Jr. at the plate. He drives one. This one is going to fall in front of the center fielder. Here comes the runner from second base. He is safe. Bobby Witt, home run, single. 2 singles, RBI, stolen base. Vinny P at the plate, full count. He takes a walk. All right, we have a moment. 2 on. No one out. Salvador Perez can tie up the game with one swing, or he can go down looking. But that just makes it more dramatic because Babe Ruth is at the plate, 0 for 3 on the game so far. Facing Caleb Thalbar? You can help me out. Thalbar. All right, Babe. One swing of the bat can tie this up. Babe. 1-1 count. Here's the swing that is going to fall in front of the right fielder. 1 run will come in, and Babe Ruth has his first RBI as a Kansas City Royal. I rock this, and NASPACE are celebrating in the Kansas region at Babe Ruth's first RBI. 1 away, 2 on, 6-4 a game. That will walk the bases loaded. We have a rally going on. That is going to hang up there. That will be caught. A runner does come home, I believe. Yes, it is now a 6-5 game. We're going to go to the bottom of the 9th. No more runs for Kansas City in the 8th inning, so we go to the 9th now. Will we have opportunity for Babe to get up? He is due up 5th or 6th, I believe. We're at the bottom of the order, so Kansas City needs to get something going, and they don't. 1 out for Nicky Lopez. Can he beat it out? No, he does not. 2 away, last chance, top of the order. Bobby Witt, who has had a day, hitting 500 on the early season so far. Bobby Witt Jr. will fly out to end the game. And Babe Ruth will end his first game as a Kansas City Royal, going 1 for 4, 1 strikeout, 1 RBI, and leaving 1 person on base. Of course, Bobby Witt Jr. is the player of the game, going 3 for 5, 2 RBIs, including a home run and a stolen base. There is your debut for Babe Ruth in the Matrix with Kansas City. Okay, now it's time to fast sim. Let's go ahead to the next month. Ezra Denny's already calling it. He's saying Babe is getting between 130 and 149 RBIs. That's not a bad call. Babe lead off because some managers want their best player in the leadoff role to get them more possible at bats. I've done that in tournaments before too. Take my stud hitter and put him in the leadoff because he may get more plate appearances. So not always a bad thing. Maybe not in real baseball, but in simulation baseball, it can work out. And Ezra's saying sabermetrics has always bat your best player second. What do you mean by best though? Like if you have Babe Ruth and let's say Ricky Henderson. Well, Ricky's going to go lead off because of his speed. But let's say you have two guys. How do you rank it? Do you rank it by BABIP? Do you rank it by home run power? Who would your best guy be? Let's say you have Babe Ruth and Mike Schmidt. Great player. Who bats second, Schmidt or Babe Ruth? The player you want to get the most at bats. So instead of batting first, yeah, I guess put your speedy guy, even though it might not be your best batter, put your best on base percentage guy in the leadoff, and then your best one second. Yeah, that makes a lot of sense. All right, looking at the AL Central, how is Babe doing in Kansas City? Royals fans, sorry, 10-19. Babe is not helping you out. Question is, how many home runs does he have? He's not injured. Bobby Witt Jr. is injured. Minor injury. Babe Ruth right now, 7 home runs. On pace for that cutoff of 39. Oh, that is going to be close. So those of you that chose 40 or more, you're hoping that Babe picks the pace up a little bit. Well, let's go one more month. Let's get into the month that summer begins in June. For all you new players, again, when you fast sim, you get this screen here, which shows you your updated standings. And on one side, your AL leaders, and on the other side, your NL leaders. So because Babe is in the AL, we're looking for his name to appear on the left side. And so far, he's nowhere. He is not showing up. Not in WAR, not in runs batted in. Again, we're using the 2023 opening day lineups. Wow, according to OOTP, the opening day lineups. Even though OOTP may have demoted some players because the season started at the end of March. I started with April 1st. So even Babe missed 2 games because Kansas City had already played 2 games. I always start with that April 1st date. Well, we're at the end of May. We're into June. And Babe is disappointing. Like I kind of thought he would. He has 2 home runs in his last 15 games. That's it. In fact, he just hit one against St. Louis. 2 home runs in his last 10 games. Hitting 266, not injured, 30 RBIs. Oh, ouch. He has not had a good month. He does have 2 stolen bases. Hasn't been caught stealing. Does have a 1.2 WAR and 51 hits. So for most players on Kansas City, you would say, hey, you're having a pretty good year. It's Kansas City. But for Babe, probably his worst season so far in the Matrix. Okay, let's see if he's won any awards here yet. Had a walk-off 2 home run against the Toronto Blue Jays, and that's it. No real accomplishments for Babe Ruth. I kind of felt Kansas City was going to be a lousy year for him. But let's sim ahead to the All-Star break. It's going to be challenging because if we look at the leaderboard, the overall leaderboard, we've got Kyle Schwarber, the modern day Babe Ruth with 24 home runs. We've got Rafael Devers with 21. Babe has 10. 10. He's way down here. I don't see his beautiful mugshot here anywhere. Nowhere on the leaderboard. That never happens after the first couple months. And I don't even think I see his name anywhere. Nope. Not in WOBA, not in WPA, not in walks. I think Babe is glad he's only in Kansas City for 1 year. All right, let's go up to the All-Star game. And while it's simming, because that takes a while to do, let's go back to our main screen and let's educate you guys. You guys educate me all the time. Let's educate you guys about what is going on in the history of baseball. What has happened on this day in baseball? Bring up my screen here. Because some of you are just baseball nerds, and I'm a hockey nerd in statistics and facts. Not as well versed as many of you in baseball. But did you know on this day, 118 years ago, Christy Mathewson, who we're going to get a perfect Christy Mathewson, we do every year. Great pitcher, dead ball era pitcher. Did you know that the Pirates would get 8 hits, including a home run, off Christy Mathewson? They would win the game 2-1. But this is the fun fact. The umpire, Jim Johnson, would stop the game briefly because a Giants fan, Ezra, a Giants fan would toss a pop bottle at a Pirate, Otis Clymer, while he was chasing down a single. Pop bottles were thrown even back then. It was probably a Coca-Cola bottle. So yes, the fun fact on this day, 118 years ago, Christy Mathewson loses, which was a rare occurrence, and the game was stopped for some fan interruptions. On this day, back in 1906, Fred Falkenberg would hit the century's first grand slam. That shows you how many home runs were hit in dead ball. It took 6 years before a grand slam was hit. If you play dead ball tournaments, don't expect a lot of home runs. 6 years for the first grand slam of the century. And it was hit by a pitcher. Pitchers could hit back then. First grand slam, and that was hit off of gold card stud, 81 rated Frank Owen, who many people play in their gold tournaments. So there's your Trivial Pursuit fact of the day. Frank Owen gave up the century's first grand slam to Fred Frankenberg. Comment of the day so far. You owned EVC on that one there. Love it. Love it. Well, don't love that a Giants fan did that. But yeah, good comeback there, Ezra. All right, on this day in 1907, so 1 year after the first Grand Slam was hit, Al Orth would be the first pitcher to win 100 games in both the American and the National League. Way to go, Al. You must have a card in perfect team. If not, you deserve one. He tossed a 2-hitter to beat future Hall of Famer Ed Walsh, who also throws a complete game. Here's dead ball. Dead ball, you don't need many relievers. You need 2 to 3 pitchers in dead ball. They go the distance, and they don't give up a lot of home runs or hits. You get a lot of single-digit hit games. So I guess the 34-year-old New York right-hander was known as the curveless wonder, where he broke in with the Phillies and won 100 games during his 7 seasons there before going to the junior circuit and signing with the Washington Senators. So you win exactly 100 games in one league, and then you go over to the other league and you win 100 games there. That's kind of a fun fact. L. Orth. I hope you get a card in Perfect Team. And on this day, the Cubs will win. Again, the Giants are not getting good coverage today. They're just negative. They beat the Giants 5-4 behind Orville Oral Overall, one of the best names in baseball. Orville Overall. Hooks takes the loss as Joe Tinker once again wins the game, this time with a 2-run double in the ninth inning. And Tinker also has a sixth inning triple. So dead ball era, you see some doubles, you see some triples. Joe Tinker, one of the best infield dead ball era players. A lot of people use Joe Tinker on their team. Last year, he was a very, very good card in OOTP 23. Well, let's go to the Polo Grounds. 1 year before World War I would break out, the Cards are going to win the opener of their doubleheader 4-3. Sorry, Ezra. This day in history was not kind to the Giants. Sorry. I did not seek these out. With the help from the error-prone Giants. In blanking the Cards 5-0 in the nightcap, Christy Mathewson would finally yield a base on ball. Get this, 68 walkless innings by Christy Mathewson. Giants legend. Ed Konechny draws the pass in the eighth. Maddie's record won't be topped until Bill Fisher in 1962. So what's that? That's close to 50 years, 49 years that record held of walkless innings. So OOTP, when you come out with the Christy Mathewson control card, his control better be like 150 because he does not walk people. He does not. And unfortunately, he gave up a walk in the eighth inning. It would be interesting how many walks he gave up after that. If he didn't walk Ed, I wonder how many more innings before his next walk. I've got my team of researchers on it right now. One more, and then we'll get back to the Babe. One of the most negative stories in baseball history was this one here. I don't know how many of you have researched this, especially if you're a new fan to the game. 1921, the Black Sox trial begins. So, of course, the Chicago Black Sox, lots of documentaries on this. I'm sure you could find some on Amazon Prime, on Netflix. Sad because we don't want to see this happening in baseball. Of course, many controversies ever since that. But this was kind of the first really big, major mark on baseball, as far as I'm concerned. Oh, yeah, Hawk Moon, that movie. It's been many, many years since I've seen it. But if you want a good recap, I don't know how historically accurate the movie is, but it's good enough to give you the background to this. And I just feel so bad for Shoeless Joe. I've mentioned this before, but Shoeless Joe, I think, was a victim of circumstance. I think, you know, they probably gave him money and he probably didn't really understand what it was all about. I think Shoeless Joe was illiterate. I don't think he was able to read and write. Just wanted to play the game without shoes and got caught up in this. And I someone remind me, was Shoeless Joe banned from baseball ever since? Or was he just I don't know what happened to him as a player because of this. I know obviously eight players were implicated, but whatever happened? He was banned, Hawk Moon. Yeah, so sad. Like, I don't know. I maybe he did willingly participate. history is kind to him though. History does kind of say he was wrong place, wrong time kind of guy. Do you know was ever were after he passed away, was it ever rescinded? Was his mark taken off his record, or is it still there today? For life? Still there, huh? Yeah. Such a sad story. All right. Well, we will get back to Babe again. We are using, the sad one was Buck Weaver. Buck Weaver, too. So go watch that movie. It's a good movie, regardless of the information in it, but really good movie. So again, we're playing with the Babe Ruth from 1927, his 60 home run season, his career high. He did have 59 back in 1921. And of course, the only Babe Ruth in the game now is what is it? Is it the 1921 Babe Ruth we have? No, it must be earlier. 1914? It's his pitching one. So we don't have a later version of Babe Ruth. We don't have the two-way player yet. That will be coming. And believe me, I will be ripping packs. Hopefully it will be a packable card, not a mission card when we do get that Babe Ruth. They usually don't leave Babe too late in the cycle. I think last year Babe came out in about September, October. I think it was part of Platinum 3 or Platinum 4. So hopefully, I mean, they usually come out with 3 or 4 Babe Ruths. So the second one, whether it's his peak one or not, second one should be coming out pretty soon. I don't think we'll see it this week because it's geared around the crime dog and around Scott Rowland. So I don't think we're going to see a Babe. Okay, let's get back to the game. We are at the All-Star break, and will Babe make? Oh, look at this. On the stats screen, who do we see? We see Babe leading in on-base percentage, leading in slugging. He is now fourth in home runs. He's up to 29. Sorry for those of you that picked a low home run total, but Babe is on a hot streak. Look at this. He is on fire. He is. 29 home runs, 75 RBIs. We're halfway through the year, so he's projected to hit about 52. And if we look at his game log, yeah. Mind you, a lot of his home runs have come on the road. In Minnesota, he's hit 3. He's hit 3 in Cleveland. He did hit 3, though, against Cleveland and the Dodgers at home. But he has home run in 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. 9 of his last 12 games. Babe has at least 1 home run. Does he have any multiple home run games? Against Minnesota, Detroit, and that's it. Two multi-home run games. So there is hope for those of you that did pick a higher home run total. Let's check out if he made the All-Star game. I don't think he'll be a starter. Too many good AL outfielders that likely got the nod ahead of him, and Babe did not. Aaron Judge, Alvarez, Kyle Tucker, and Nathaniel with the DH position. How about, did he make reserves? AL reserves. He did. Okay, well, since he made the reserves, we got to check in and see how he does as a Kansas City All-Star. If they put him in the game, we're going to jump ahead to the 6th inning. And Babe is in the game. He is in the game. 6-5 for the NL. It is a barn burner. Let's see if he gets up to bat here. No, he doesn't. We can check, though, the game log. So Babe Ruth came in as a pinch hitter in the bottom of the 5th, and he walked. Okay, so he has a walk so far. Let's see if they keep him in. He's playing left field. There he is. There he is out in left field. And let's go to the bottom and see if he gets up to the plate here. Buxton. So Babe won't get up this inning. Let's go to the eighth. Eighth inning, 6-5 game for the National League over the AL. And Babe is still in the game. Let's play a little bit of this eighth inning. Except we want to go to the bottom. Let's go to the bottom of the eighth. Let's see the AL bat. Down by 1 run. Can Babe have a chance to bring his team back? One away for Mr. Seager. All-star flies out. That's going to bring up Franco to the plate. Number 9 hitter. He drives one into left field. That is going to drop for a hit. We go to the top of the order, and coming up to bat will be Javier Baez, pinch hitting in the leadoff role. He strikes out. Okay, let's go to the ninth inning. Babe, if he stays in the game, let's see if we have a smart manager or a not smart manager. Because when you're down by 1, you don't pull Babe. I don't care if it's all-star game or not. We got Rushman up at the plate to lead off the bottom of the ninth inning. He will fly out. What do? They will leave him in. Good call, coach. Good call. I like this manager. We're playing in Busch Stadium. So I guess we'll see if Babe can hit one in Busch Stadium. Down by 1, 2-2 count. Here's the pitch. And he takes it looking. Babe. Well, Brian Buxton, last chance for the AL All-Star. Buxton deep to center field on the warning track. That will be caught, and your NL All-Stars will take this version of Babe in the Matrix 6-5. Babe has, where is he here? Somewhere. 2 plate appearances, 1 strikeout. Didn't really contribute anything to the game. All right, let's go to the beginning of August. Can Babe keep up his home run streak? Projected to hit 52. He's currently tied for second in home runs in the AL with Joey Gallo. Rafael Devers is in first for AL home runs. As we head to the middle of July, Babe Ruth now second. Babe Ruth has just hit his 30th home run for Kansas City. 31. He's having a battle there with Joey Gallo. In the NL, Kyle Schwarber leads with 34, but Devers has 35. We've got a tight home run race here. Babe Ruth hitting his 32nd home run as we hit the end of the month. Kansas City is moving up in the standings. They are only about 4 games out of the division lead. It's a pretty weak AL Central this year. Guardians, Twins, Royals, White Sox. Here is your end of July, your trade deadline standings in the AL Central. We've got Cleveland up by 4 on the Twins, Royals, and White Sox. Wild card, Kansas City is 5.5 back. So their best chance is by winning the division. Let's take a quick peek at the worst teams. Who will it be? Oakland, Cincinnati? In the NL, your worst teams are Washington, Pittsburgh, and Colorado. In the AL, Oakland, Detroit, and Baltimore. Baltimore, a little surprising. And the worst team in baseball at the end of July is your Washington Nationals, 37-69. Okay, let's check the statistics. Babe Ruth leading in on base plus slugging percentage, leading in OPS plus in WOBA, like he always does. And right now, fourth in home runs in the league with 32 behind Gallo, Schwarber, and Devers. Let's take a look at his statistics. 32 home runs, projected to hit 48. 48. So some of you are on the edge. If you predicted 40 to 49, I'd be a little nervous at getting those 10 packs, just a little bit. You're hoping Babe doesn't go off in August and September. All right, let's go to September. And we'll finish off our This Day in Baseball with a few more facts about baseball history. I promise I won't pick on the Giants again. Speaking of the Babe, on this day in 1921, 102 years ago, there's Babe right there. There he is. 102 years ago, he would become baseball's all-time home run leader with a 575-foot blast. Oh, I don't know what stadium that was in. I don't know where that ranks in longest home runs in history. But what a moment. You take over the all-time home run lead with 575-foot blast. That must have left the park. I don't know if this is a picture of that blast, but there's not many people there. Like, come on, where was this? And yeah, I don't know how that was measured. Like maybe where the ball landed, that came to rest, and they just kind of figured it out like that. How did they accurately measure things back then? I'm sure those numbers might be a little inflated. That would be my guess. And did you guys know that at one time in baseball history, a young child was arrested? I want to see if anyone knows why. Why at one time in baseball history was a young boy arrested? Had to do with baseball. Let's see. Let's see who can figure that out without Googling it. Who was in last place that year? I don't know. I don't know who was in last. The longest in Yankee Stadium, 565. Brent, you got it. Cobra, you got it. Yes. On this day, 101 years ago, a boy in the stands catching a foul ball, putting it in his pocket, was arrested. Oh boy, only in Philadelphia. So here's the little headline. In acting on the impulse of all boys, the judge says that he was found not guilty of larceny. Way to go, judge. So apparently a fly foul ball came in his direction. He put the ball into his pocket, and then the boy was turned over to a police sergeant and taken to the house of detention where he spent the night. The night, an 11-year-old boy, a night in detention because he put a foul ball in his pocket. Does anyone know when that did not become a crime? How long did it take for baseball to say, you get to keep the ball? I guess at this time, they probably only had like 3 or 4 that they could play with. And so you always had to return it. I know that used to be a rule in hockey too. If you went to a hockey game and the puck came over the boards, when I was a kid, you had to throw the puck back, like you had to give the puck back. Yeah, crazy. Maybe they wanted to prevent fighting for foul balls. Yeah, poor kid, 11-year-old kid. Hopefully he wasn't scarred for life having to spend a night in jail. Crazy. All right, on this day, 96 years ago, the Philadelphia A's Ty Cobb would get his 4,000th hit. So move over Ricky Henderson, Pete Rose, Ty Cobb did it first. 4,000 hits. There must have been some controversy around it because it says what is celebrated at the time. So maybe that was changed after. I don't know if some of those hits came playing other types of baseball. I don't know what the controversy is, but at the time, apparently it was Ty Cobb's 4,000th hit. Cobra always looking into the future. Yeah, it led to a life of crime for the young boy. When the boy was 21, he was found corking bats and sentenced to 20 years of hard labor, making little ones out of big ones. Hopefully not. So some sabermetric dude found other hits when studying old box scores. Yeah, I don't know the story on that. And a few months before the Great Depression would hit, on what was a Black Tuesday, October 29th, 1929. A few months before that, trying to curb the hitters, because apparently, I guess they like dead ball era. National League President John Hadler orders umpires to rub new balls before each game. So, as an umpire, you call balls and strikes and you rub the new balls because apparently you don't want a lot of hits in the game. I guess. I guess the rationale. So, part of the job description. Umpires, you know what you have to do. On this day in 1934, 22 players hit safely in Cleveland's 15-14 win over the Giants. No, just kidding. It wasn't the Giants this time. It was over New York. Once again, Babe Ruth in the news. He's hit in the leg by a ball and he'll be out for 10 games or 10 days. It's the second time an injury has sidelined him in 1934. I'm guessing it must have been towards the end of his career. Let's take a look. Yeah. So Babe Ruth back in 1934, 472 at bats, hit 288, 22 home runs. He was an all-star. So apparently he got an all-star selection more likely than not based on his reputation. Yeah, so Babe Ruth injured twice in 1934. He would go on and play for the Boston Braves. So he'd go back to Boston, play for the Braves. Didn't play a full season there, only hitting 6 home runs in his last season and not making the All-Star game. Probably more like a ceremonial end to his career. So there you go. A little bit about Cobb, a little bit about rubbing the balls, Babe Ruth, and 2 more for you, Boston Red Sox fans. On this day in 1939, World War I, or World War II, I guess. World War II would begin September. I think the invasion of Poland would be the official kind of recognition that World War II begins. So July, August, less than 2 months later, World War II is going to break out. And on this day, 21-year-old Pee Wee Reese traded to the Dodgers. Red Sox, do you maybe regret that? Do you regret that, Red Sox fans? 21-year-old Pee Wee Reese would go to the Dodgers. The Red Sox would get $35,000, which was common back then, to basically buy a player. And I don't know if anyone knows who the player to be named later was. Put it in the chat. I didn't look that up. September 1st, 1939. Yeah, I thought that, the Germans had already gone into Austria, Czechoslovakia, the Sudetenland prior to that. There was the Munich Agreement that, didn't really pan out, but September 1st is kind of recognized as the start date. Thank you for that confirmation, Hero Driver. On this day, 1947, The great Ted Williams goes 5 for the first time in his career. Big moment, 5 for 5. And of course, being one of the top hitters in the American League, we do have a Ted Williams card in the game, at least one, I think. But we know the big one's coming. We know that we are going to get a meta Ted Williams, a meta Babe Ruth, a meta Ty Cobb, a meta Hank Aaron. Not in the game yet. So there you go. As we go back to Babe Ruth, I've showed this picture before. One of the only known game-used baseball bats by Babe Ruth. It was on display at last week's All-Star game in Seattle. And of course, Baltimore, where he was born, has the Babe Ruth Museum, birthplace and museum. So if you're ever in the Baltimore area, go check out, a little bit of baseball history. Of course, we're in Kansas City. So we have, I think, the Negro League Museum in Kansas City. So that would be a good place to visit if you're ever in Kansas City. But let's check out how Babe is doing at the beginning of September. 36 home runs. He has dropped off his pace. He is projected to hit 43. So if I go back to my Google form, we have 24 of you that predicted 40 to 49 and 3 of you that predicted 30 to 39. So if he does not hit the 40 home run mark, 3 of you will be in the running. And that will be Wolfman. That will be Figosaurus Rex. And the only other one that predicted that was Hero Driver. So those are the 3 that are hoping that Babe kind of slacks off a little bit. You know, you wouldn't mind if he gets a little bit of an injury in this last month. But he's got 36 now. You would think he'd hit at least 4 more. So we're in September. Let's check out the stats. Babe is not amongst the home run leaders now. He's just off the home run board, still leading in OPS, still leading in WOBA, still leading in OPS plus. Babe has slowed down. Come on, Babe. You're 60 home run Babe Ruth. We expect more from you. Let's go to the next month. Let's look at let's go to the end of the week, I guess. Unfortunately, we can't see Babe on the leaderboard here. He's got 100. He's leading the AL in RBIs, though. So he's got 111. Let's go back to his statistics. Still has 36, projected now to hit 42. Sim ahead one more week. 112 RBIs. Don't know if that was a home run or not. 107, 120. Babe is having a week. Only has 38 home runs, though. Here we go. So he's played against Boston, Chicago, and Toronto. 2 home runs in the last 4 games, but 7 RBIs. So he's smacking the ball, getting some RBIs, but only 2 home runs to show for it. We are on September 11th. Let's go one more week. I think it's almost impossible for him not to get at least 40. Those in the 40 to 49 range, I'm thinking you might be pretty safe. All right, we are on September the 18th right now. Babe has 39. 39 home runs. Kansas City in a playoff position. They are 4 games back, above 500. So Babe definitely is helping Kansas City. 4 games out of a wild card and 4 games out of the Central Division. Just needs one to crush the hopes and dreams of 3 of the predictors. Let's go to the schedule. 3, 6, 9. Yeah, he's got 12 games. Babe is not going 12 games without a home run. He's not. So let's sim ahead a week. Don't need to go game by game because unless he doesn't get a home run this week, then we'll go game by game. All right, let's check it out. I think they're out of the playoffs. They lost 3 in a row, and then they beat Houston 10-7. Babe is on fire, which probably means he has at least a home run. Babe Ruth, yeah, 3 home runs this week. So sorry for those who picked 30-39. Babe Ruth now is at 42, projected to hit 44. So the question is, can he get to 50? Did anyone predict 50? Yes. 13 of you. 13 are hoping that Babe continues his hot streak. Where are we at for games here? We are 3 against Detroit, and then ending off against the Yankees. All right, well, let's find out. Let's find out if Babe can hit. What did I say he needs? He needs 8. 8 home runs in 6 games. Not impossible. They lose 0-8. He didn't get one that game, guys. Detroit shut them out. Game 2. Loses 5-0. No home runs there. Easy. Don't have to check that. And then game 3, they lose 4-2, and Babe does hit his 43rd home run. So he's got 43. The question is, how bad does he want to take it out against his real team, the New York Yankees? Does he want some revenge? 8-6 loss. Babe at home gets his 44th. All right. Needs 6 home runs in 2 games. I think he's pretty safe. One more day. And of course, we're at the end of the month. So it's going to go ahead and save the game. Well, it was close for a while. We had to go into September to kind of find out the range that Babe was going to be in. It'll probably come down now to RBIs, hits, whether he gets an MVP. Right now, 11-2 win against the Yankees. Babe Ruth hit his 45th, but only 1 home run. So not going to make it too suspenseful for us. Let's finish off this last game against the Yankees, and it is a 8-1 win. Babe hits his 46th. Oh, so close. But still one of his worst seasons in the Matrix. All right, let's sim through the playoffs. Twins, Red Sox, Rays, Rangers in the wild card, Mets, Padres, Arizona, and the Cardinals. Always the Cardinals are there. OOTP loves the Cardinals. And we've got our advancing teams. It'll be the Angels, Rays, Twins, Jays, Braves, Padres, Diamondbacks, Dodgers. Okay, let's find out who our final 4 are. Jays, are they going to treat you well? I don't think so. The Twins sweep the Jays. The Braves sweep the Padres. Arizona sweeps the Dodgers. And the Angels getting some love from OOTP. They take out Tampa Bay. There are your final four. All right, we are going to, just because I think this is fun. Type this in quickly. Angels, Ins, Faves. And Diamondbacks. All right, so let's do this. Let's have a little bit of a contest here. Let's see how your predictions do. Bet your channel points, bet your hound biscuits on who you think is going to take this Matrix World Series. Braves, Diamondbacks, Angels, and Twins. Just a short timer, 1 minute timer. And then we'll finish this off. We'll see if Babe wins the MVP trophy. Let's take a look at the statistics. Does he have a chance? Led in RBIs. Let's go to AL. Led in RBIs, OPS, OBP, walks. I'd say he has a good shot. Gallo had 51 home runs. Go Joey. I'd say he's definitely top 3 contention. Although I think it's going to go to Rafael Devers. I think they're going to give it to Devers. I see him all over the leaderboard. All right, bets are in. We have 9% choosing the Angels, 33% chose the Twins, 50% went with the favorite Braves, and 7% gave some love to the Diamondbacks. All right, let's go to the finals. Angels win the division, fantasy land here. Well, maybe they're going to give him a World Series title. We'll find out. Twins, though, no. Twins say that's enough of the Angel love. It is the Braves and the Twins. And those were the 2 top vote getters. Most of you, 8.5 thousand spent it on the Braves, and 5.7 Hound Biscuits went to the Twins. All right, who's going to take it? Will it be the favorites? Twins up 1 game to nothing. They're up 2-0. As we go to Minnesota, it is 3-0. Game 4 being played in Minnesota. Morton against Sonny Gray. Braves come back. Will we have a reverse sweep? Game 5. It is done. Your MVP for the World Series is Royce Lewis. I believe one of the future legend cards. The Minnesota Twins take the 2023 Kansas City Babe in the Matrix World Series 4-1 after finishing the season 88-74. The Braves 110-52. So they were the worst division winner in the AL, and they took out the 110 winning Atlanta Braves. Congratulations to those of you that picked the Twins. Who were the big winners? 16.9K go to D King 395 and 2 others. Congratulations. Okay, got to sim ahead to player of the year, most valuable player, and then we will crunch the numbers and figure out who our winner is. And do we have finalists yet in the bounty tournament? Anyone have their bounty screen up there? Hero Driver and Killers, do you have yours up there? Do you know if we have our two finalists set yet? Your biscuits, D Dempsey. Sorry. D King gobbled up a lot of your biscuits, I guess. And yeah, be conservative those. I've mentioned that at some point in time we may use those biscuits for something else. Some other type of rewards, not the superficial Twitch awards. We might have some other things in the future to use those biscuits for. Tournament is in the finals. Are you in a D Dempsey? Is it a D Dempsey Hero Driver final? D King's reign as champion is almost over. All right, let's go and check out our MVP winners, our award winners, starting off in the National League. Banshees against the Ant Killers. Hero Driver makes it to the final. Congrats. And again, congrats to Rob Deere and Headlights for taking the 5 bounty packs. Michael Harris II is your National League MVP. A 340 average. Maybe go to Vegas a little bit and put $10 down on Michael Harris II. He had a season. 8.2 WAR. Julio Urias, his first Cy Young trophy. Jordan Walker will take the Rookie of the Year, and Iglesias with a 6-3 record, 49 saves, 2.9 WAR, is your National League Reliever of the Year. Can you trade for cold beer? Sure. Come up to Edmonton. Come up to Edmonton, Alberta. When you're in the neck of the woods there, Cobra, you can trade in some of those biscuits. If you have any left, I know how you like to use those biscuits. All right, in the AL, let's check out our award winners. Is it Babe? It is not. As I thought, it is Rafael Devers that takes the American League MVP award. Great season, 318, 7.4 WAR, 49 dingers. Jacob deGrom, his third Cy Young Award. He finished with a 16-10 record, 286 ERA. So record, not that great. ERA, pretty good. Josh Jung is your Rookie of the Year for the Texas Rangers. Had a decent season, 294, 24 home runs, 97 RBIs, and a 3.2 WAR. And Jose Quijada, there's a name I cannot pronounce. Jose Quijada, your Reliever of the Year. One of those strange ones. 3 saves. 3 saves. 4-2 record, 3 saves, 226 ERA with a 1.3 WAR. 3 saves. 28-year-old Los Angeles Angel, Jose Quijada. Josh Young. All right. We'll keep that in mind for future references. Let's look at the final stats for Babe Ruth. Finished the season on a streak. Let me write these numbers down. He had 46 home runs, 139 RBIs. I don't know if that's right on the edge. No, I don't think it is. I think it went 120 to 149. We have 108 runs and 178 hits. And if it goes to a tiebreaker, 131 strikeouts. All right. There it is, the official Babe Ruth stats. Let's check out the Excel and find out who our illustrious winner is. Here we go. We'll go to the spreadsheet, and I want to create data, create filters. And the first filter is home run. Babe hit 46 home runs. Good. So we got a lot of people that picked 40 to 49. Next, RBIs. Babe had 139 RBIs. Oops. Let's try that again. Clear. 139. That brings us down to 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. I think close to 10. Hits. Babe Ruth ended up with 178 hits. Ooh, this is close. This is our closest yet. 178. Down to 7. Yeah, this definitely is our closest. Next, runs. Babe had 108. That should eliminate a few. 108 runs. Down to 5. Will Babe Ruth win the MVP? No. We've got our 3 finalists, and we need the tiebreakers. Boiled egg, flick of the wrist, and Ezra Denny are our 3 finalists. They got all 4 questions right, which means we go to the tiebreakers. Tiebreaker number 1. Double check this. How many times will Babe Ruth walk this season? Okay, let's bring back up the OOTP screen. There's no shenanigans going on here. Babe Ruth walked 104 times. All right, 104 walks. So that should give us a winner. So how many times did Babe Ruth walk without going over? 104 is the answer. Boiled egg is over. 97 is the closest to 104, and that means flick of the wrist. You take Babe in the Matrix in Kansas City. Woo, that is almost had to go to that last one, but you were only 7 walks off. Very good. Very good. If we did have to go to the last one, let's check out Babe Ruth's WAR without going over. His final WAR was 7.6. So either way, it would have been flick of the wrist because Ezra went over on the WAR. So congratulations, flick of the wrist. Where are you? Are you in chat? Do I see you there? That was fun, man. We were narrowing people down and still ended up with 3 that got all 4 of them correct. We need you on Sports Center. Interview with Flick of the Wrist. Flick, tell me, what motivated you to pick 40 to 49 home runs? What was the inner motivation that drove you to choose that as your answer? Things we will not see on Sports Center. Well, guys, we have almost all of our winners. We just have to decide on the bounty final winner between the 2 final teams there. So I will get that when the results come in. Thank you guys so much for tuning in. Thanks for bearing with me on this stormy Tuesday up in Canada. Thank you to the followers. Again, thank you to the subscribers. Thank you, Hero Driver, for your subscription yesterday, which I didn't get a chance to shout you out. Thank you so much for that. And for today's followers, Kirby, Mark, and BB, thank you for the 3 follows today. You guys are fun. You're fantastic. Staying here for as long as you did. Be kind to yourself, be kind to others. Give what you can, take what you need. It's a crazy summer out there, and hopefully it won't get any crazier. Enjoy the baseball, D King. What is it? It's a great day for baseball. Not here. It's pouring rain. It's a great day for virtual baseball. I'm going to take you over to Dr. Dynastic. Again, a big apologies for not getting over there to Dr. Dynastic stream, but I started about an hour later, had a bunch of things I had to cover. And again, if you didn't check out the Mr. Black interview yesterday on video on demand, it's also on my YouTube channel. So you can check it out on YouTube. Let me put that in the chat. On the YouTube channel, I have it cut only to his part on the show, so you can save a little bit of time by checking it out there. And those of you that are watching this on YouTube, thank you for watching. I know some people on YouTube don't come to Twitch, so thank you for my YouTube followers. And yeah, you guys really make this fun. This has been episode number 114, back on Thursday with Charles and the breakdown of the Hall of Fame McGriff Roland card set. Have a wonderful day. We'll see you next episode. Stay tuned. Don't go anywhere. Going to take you out to Dr. Dynastic.